So we will get into more detail of what to look for with that. So in our next episode, we will start with General Motors automatic transmissions because they developed the world's first mass-produced automatic transmission for the 1940 model year. And they beat all their competitors to market with this automatic transmission. And as I said before, it wasn't until many years later that other vehicle manufacturers finally started offering automatic transmissions. But all of those other vehicle manufacturers, from General Motors to everyone else, they all used the fluids that General Motors developed. General Motors had to develop a fluid that would work with their transmissions, and they learned some hard lessons that made them make improvements to their fluids over the years. Also, fluids just naturally improved with better refining methods of crude oil into base stock oils. We will learn when transmission fluids turned red, because they weren't red until a certain point. They looked just like engine oil.
How many hours do you work out to look like that?
I don't work out.
Yeah, so how often do you meet with a dietitian?
Never. I don't go to the doctor anymore.
But how do you stay so healthy?
I learned the 13 foods that help or hurt the body. Practice mindfulness. I balance my hormones.
How did you balance your hormones without a doctor?
I just discovered Dr. Livingood's best-selling guidebook to health. How much is it? No, it's free.
How do I get my hands on it?
Just click the link. I am a primary care physician. I'm frustrated, and it is not what I signed up for. I'm tired of our sick care model. I'm not choosing not to participate. I got in this to help people get well. That's not what I'm seeing in the healthcare system. Why don't doctors tell you to take something as simple as magnesium instead of a stool softener, knowing that the stool softener dehydrates your bowels? Why don't doctors tell you to take D3 in the winter because you can't get it from the sun? And it radically improves the immune system and impacts your sleep. Why don't doctors tell you to change your diet? Why don't doctors tell you to focus on herbs or certain foods to heal? Why aren't you informed by your doctor that if you eat something as simple as a grapefruit every day, that it'll support blood pressure naturally? Why don't doctors create diets and lifestyle plans for patients when we know that over 90% of disease is due to lifestyle? Why don't doctors teach you to manage your emotions? Because that stress, that anxiety is going to lead to physical bodily damage, and the strain that you're under can play a significant role in your overall health. Why don't doctors take a real role in helping people be healthy in their lives? Doesn't make sense to me. I think it needs to change. I believe that real health is possible. I believe that you're the solution. I believe that the greatest doctor in the world is inside of you. I believe it's possible for you to live good. We're just not getting the right information. If you need help with it, there's a link. It's my book. It breaks it down. It's an Amazon bestseller. I'll send it to you for free right now. Just cover the shipping. And it's my answer to this broken sick care system that we have, that as a doctor, I'm choosing not to participate in. We want to be at the top of the hill, telling people don't go down the hill because you don't know how to ski and it's a double black diamond, as opposed to standing at the bottom of the hill with an ambulance, picking them up after everything's broken, damaged. Start warning people before it ever happens. Well, if you go to a doctor and you pass all the tests and you pass the physicals, there's nothing they can do for you. They tell you to come back next year. You can only participate in the system if you are sick. That's backwards. That's sick care, not healthcare. Want to do something about it? So there's a free book there. I'll send it to you. It's you literally cover the shipping. As a bonus, I'll get you the virus guide in your email as a follow-up as well. Just cover the shipping of it. And then I'll send you the virus guide because it's just a time to know how to prevent it, what to do during it, what to do after it, or to detox, and an audio version. So you can just simply get that. Those are bonuses for it. But it's the solution. It's a guide for you to be the solution for a broken sick care system. And where are the doctors standing up for our career path? Help people. They're sick. Stop them from getting that way. Get to the cause of it. We can do better. We need better information, and it's one doctor doing something about it. So appreciate you guys. Snag a book if it'll help you. Go make it a great day. You might as well. You're never going to get it back.
Doctor's Living a Daily Book. Click below to secure your free copy today.
I've got off all my medications.
I found this program. I started watching Dr. Livingood.
Got my blood pressure down to normal range.
Blood glucose level dropped.
All this stuff actually works.
He was speaking things that I've already felt and knew.
I feel pretty confident I can stop taking my medicine.
To get a free copy of the 21-Day Wellness Formula, click the link below.
When a fire starts, every moment matters. How quickly can you respond?
What would you have done differently? Sure, a fire extinguisher does come in handy, except it would leave behind a huge mess to clean up. That is, if you remember all the steps to use one in the middle of all the chaos. Plus, 83% of Americans don't even know how to use them. But what even fewer people know, that there are better, cleaner, and faster ways to handle a fire. Way more efficient and easier to use than a traditional extinguisher. Like this, the Prepared Hero Fire Blanket. Check it out in action. You just pull the tabs and throw it over the fire. It puts out most types of fires so smoothly, it's actually satisfying to watch. Grease fires, electrical fires, flammable liquids, wood fires, gas fires, anyone can put them out in an instant with the emergency fire blanket. The fire is put out immediately, zero mess, minimal cleanup. Plus, it never expires. You can pack it back in and reuse it anytime. Look, firefighters respond to an average of 358,000 emergency calls every year. And 48% of those fires start in the kitchen. This quick draw blanket is a must-have for every family. Let's quickly look back on those fires we just saw. Just imagine being able to pull out an emergency fire blanket. Most of these fires could have been put out in a matter of seconds, instead of going through all that chaos. I mean, if you're this unprepared for a fire, you're not only risking your kitchen or your barbecue, but your loved ones and pets too, because a fire can so quickly get out of control. And the worst thing about it is, it doesn't care what's in front of it. It just spreads and eats away senselessly. That's why I strongly advise you to check out our emergency fire blanket. You can save up to 50% on family bundles and keep several handy. In your kitchen, in your barbecue area, in your garage. It's so compact, you can even stash one in your glove compartment. And put out car fires should something go sideways when you're on the road. It's the quickest, safest, cleanest way to put out a fire. Much easier than traditional fire extinguishers. And it's way, way more affordable than the cost of not being prepared when a fire emergency strikes. So act now, don't put it off. Please click below to check availability on the Prepared Hero website and save up to 50% on the Emergency Fire Blanket Family Bundle.
And we will take a look at the many cans of automatic transmission fluids that I've collected over the years. That, along with service manuals and fluid specifications and additional research that I've done, help put together a timeline of what happened with automatic transmission fluids. So in our next episode, it will be on the history of General Motors automatic transmission fluids. In episode 3 coming up, we will look at the history of Ford automatic transmission fluids, from the very first Ford-O-Matic transmission in 1953 all the way up through the latest 10R80 10-speed automatic transmission, and the fluids that were used in the very first transmission all the way through the latest transmission. I have 12 different automatic transmission fluids here behind me from Ford that cover almost all of their fluid specification changes over the years. And so we will take a look at those fluids and the technological changes that made those fluid specifications change. In the 4th episode, we will take a look at the history of Chrysler automatic transmission fluids, beginning with the incredible fluid drive system that they came up with, which was really a fluid coupling hooked to a manual transmission. And the special fluid that was required for that thing to operate properly, and the different variations they had of that system over the years until they finally developed their own real planetary gear set based automatic transmission. This one right behind me here, the 1953 Chrysler Power Flight 2-speed transmission. And so we will take a look at the fluids that were used in all of Chrysler's transmissions from the very beginning of the fluid drive through the first Power Flight and all the way up through today's automatic transmissions made by Chrysler. Now, of course, Chrysler, along with other vehicle manufacturers, use transmissions sourced from other manufacturers like ZF and Aisin and so on, and we'll mention those also. Okay, in our 5th and final episode, we will take a look at the history of Toyota automatic transmission fluids, from the very beginning with their 1963 2-speed Toyo Glide, all the way up through their latest Lexus 10-speed automatic transmission. Toyota started developing their own automatic transmission fluid specifications in 1993. Prior to that, they used General Motors specifications. So we will look at why they started developing their own transmission fluids and what the current fluid is today and everything in between. Also, in all of these series, we will take a look at the fluid change intervals and what lifetime fluid means, and it varies from manufacturer to manufacturer and vehicle to vehicle and how you drive. But I'll show you actual service information, technical service bulletins telling you how long that fluid is designed to last, including the Toyota World Standard fluid here behind me, where the TSB on the fluid release says 100,000 miles. So I look forward to exploring the amazing history of automatic transmission fluids, and if you're a transmission nerd like me, you'll enjoy it. If not, you'll be bored to tears, but that's pretty typical of my YouTube channel. Until the next episode, thank you for watching.
Febreze. Hate it when a car freshener hits you with an overwhelming blast of perfume? Febreze car vent clips work differently. Febreze gives you consistent freshness that starts just right and stays just right for 40 days. Upgrade to Febreze car.
Hello, I'm Professor John Kelly, and this is the Weber Auto YouTube channel. In this episode, we are going to look at the history of General Motors automatic transmission fluids. Now, one important thing to understand about automatic transmission fluids is that they are made from the same base stock oils that your engine oils are made of. They just contain a different additive package that is specific to the transmission that it goes in. Most transmission fluids were dyed red starting in 1967 to aid in leak detection diagnostics. But prior to that, transmission fluids looked just like engine oil. Now, I have received many questions and comments regarding specific transmission fluids and whether or not they were synthetic or synthetic blend or refined crude oil. Let's take a look at this table of information that I put together from document 1509